Traditionally, I'll tell you, it is a...
I happen to know a lot about the process of gas.
All right.
You know,
All right.
well.
Traditionally, it has been the cheapest commodity to make gasoline out of. Okay? But guess who controls the gas? Not us. But the people in the Middle East, OPEC, primarily. You know? Yes, well, I know you don't mind. All right, let's address that issue. That's a good question. I want you to know, I'm glad you brought this up because it's a good, it should be. I've heard it everywhere I've been. Drill, baby, drill now. It's a good 5-second sound bite. It sounds great. And where does that oil go? It goes into the world market. And I want to tell you a couple of facts. Number one is, I believe we should drill where we can drill. And 3 years ago, in 2006, your congressman, working along with some other members of Congress, wrote a bill and sent it to President Bush, which opened up an additional 8.5 million acres in the Gulf of Mexico, Alan. I was involved in that. I've consistently said that we ought to open and drill in Alaska. The people up there are okay with it. You can do it safely. We ought to do it. I don't have a problem with it. I voted for it. Okay? But let's be truthful with ourselves. If you do all that, in America, we control 2% of the world's oil reserves. 2%. That goes into a world market. Now listen to me. Now, how many millions of barrels of oil are produced in the world on a daily basis? Somebody that's been to Sam or somebody that helped me here that's been to a meeting before. 88 million barrels of oil produced a day in the world. Alan, of that 88 million barrels of oil that's produced, how many do we produce? U.S.
We produce about 8 billion barrels a day.
That's close. That's close. A little less than 10%. Of the 88 million barrels that are produced on a daily basis, how many do we consume of the 88 million? You know that?
About a third.
Actually, it's a little less. About 25%. Close to 25%. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. We have to wean ourselves. If we don't want $4 gas, listen, we went in a recession last year. No doubt in my mind, the major contributing factor of that was $4, $4.50 gas. And we took the rest of the world with us. We have to solve this problem. Now, we can have a debate about how we solve it, Alan, and I respect your right on that. But we got to solve this problem. We have to. We don't have a choice. If not, we won't be the #1 economy in the world. Let me tell you something. Last year, 2008, this country, in the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the world, took $450 billion out of your pockets and shipped it overseas to the OPEC producers to buy crude oil to make gas out of. $450 billion. Now, we have to solve this problem, and we can do it. We can drill, we can make ethanol, we can do wind and solar, we can do biomass, we can do biodiesel, we can do all of the above.
It's easy to solve. We just don't want to solve it. You want to solve it? Get the government out of it and set up a series of prices for generating a certain amount of oil and a certain amount of barrels. Set prices. Get the government out of it.
Get the government out of it and set up a set of incentives. Okay, rest my case. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alan.